Afternoon. Thank you for staying with News Desk. And now to Matters Business. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Kenya is set to unveil its 2026-27 national budget tomorrow at a time of heightened fiscal pressure, with the government facing a widening deficit and mounting expectations to rein in spending while sustaining key development priorities. Now, according to analysts, the reading is expected to set the tone for how authorities plan to balance revenue shortfalls against debt obligations in a challenging economic environment.
We are looking at the largest budget deficit in Kenya's history of about 1.2 trillion shillings. That's up from last year's 900 billion. Now, much of this will be filled in by domestic debt, government borrowing from the domestic market, which again will crowd out the private sector. We'll see less and less credit flowing out to the private sector. And in a way, it continues to the narrative of a weak economy. And that again leads to more borrowing next year. Because if these businesses don't do well and they don't get credit, they go out of business, it means the tax that they would have gotten next year will not be available, and the government will have to borrow even more. What we see often is we have multiple economic advisors pulling in different directions. So you might find the central bank genuinely wants to lower interest rates, but the Treasury ends up borrowing more and raising interest rates. So I think it requires a meeting of minds and having one central strategy, as opposed to having too many cooks who end up spoiling the broth.
Right now, according to the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, one